I don't have.
Okay, just for the video.
Okay.
Hi, and welcome back to my channel. This week I'm going to be doing something a little bit different than what I've previously done on this channel. Usually you see me make a costume from start to finish on here, but this week, because it's spooky week, I wanted to do something ooky, spooky, creepy, and cool. My plan for this week is I have 5 spooky, ooky, creepy, cool costumes, and each day this week I wanted to take you guys along on the photo shoot with me because I plan on shooting all of these before Halloween this weekend. What that involves is me doing my makeup on here, which some of you guys asked for, and as you can see I've got a nice ring light, so there's a fly dying behind me. Can you keep it down, please? I will be doing makeup, and then I'll be taking you along to the photo shoot with me, and then I'll be showing you the pictures of all the cool costumes I have. Cool? Nice! So the first one I want to be doing on Monday is Mrs. Lovett from Sweeney Todd, the Demon Barber of Fleet Street. Now, recently I was gifted 2 costumes by the absolutely wonderful Cosplay Cyanide, and this is one of hers. Now here she is wearing it, and doesn't she look absolutely phenomenal? The reason I wanted to do Mrs. Lovett first is, well, 2 reasons actually. First one is, on Wednesday I am finally getting all of this cut. It has gotten wild and out of control. It's driving me insane! But it is currently perfect to do Mrs. Lovett's little puffy things that she has. And the second reason is, back in 2009, I actually made a Mrs. Lovett's costume myself, which I wore to my school ball. See? It wasn't the best. Cosplay Cyanide's is definitely much, much better, but I definitely think I can do better on the makeup this time, so that's what we're going to be doing right now. Awesome, let's go. So these won't be super in-depth tutorials, just so you know. I do plan on doing some of those in the future. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is toning and moisturizing my skin. This is the key move to any makeup that I ever do, is prepping the skin first and just making sure it's all nice and lovely and hydrated. And one more step for the priming process is going in with a pore blurrer. I like using this one, I use it for everything. It's just really good. And this just gets rid of any like fine lines, wrinkles, big old nasty pores, all primed, all ready. Don't forget to bring it down your neck. Cool, so I look positively ghoulish right now. Love it.
After I've applied my foundation, I then set it using a setting powder, and then I start on contouring. Now I'm doing this with powders in shades brown and cool greys.
Just remember, you want to look like you haven't actually slept for weeks, or years, or maybe even your entire life, to be honest. Wow, delightful.
Next I'm using an eyeshadow primer on my eyelids and then going in with shades of reds and browns to give a smoky look.
You know what I remind myself of right now? The girl from the Helena video clip, My Chemical Romance song. Like, right?
I then deepen these colours further by adding in black.
How pretty. Wow, who is she? In this reference image that I'm using, her eyes kind of look wet, so I'm going to use a clear gloss and just put some in there, just to give me that freshly, I've been bawling my eyes out look. You probably achieve this look with a Vaseline as well, but I don't have any, so... Sticky. Oh, that feels disgusting.
I then use a liquid black eyeliner to define my top lash. And finally, some mascara.
Now I've got to try and figure out what she's wearing on her lips. What I'm looking at, she looks like she has an actual lip stain. I don't have any of those, I just have a million different shades of red. I swear, one day I will learn to buy colours that aren't just red lipsticks. This Corolla one looks alright, so I'm going to use this as the base, and then I've got like a red lip gloss which I might just put over the top. We'll see. We'll see how this works. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Okay, Next step for me is to get into the costume, and then I'll be back here to do something with my hair. So to me, with her hair, it looks as though she's got a centre part like this, and then she's got two little like really messy space buns at the top. Don't mind my bright blue hair elastics, it is literally all I had. I very much struggle tying my hair up on this side. Cool bananas. Let's go. Alright, so as you can see, I'm all in costume now. I'm in the car. We are heading to our location, which is Quality Street. It's a really cool looking like Victorian street in the middle of Whangarei for some reason. But first of all, we're going to go buy a pie. What sort of pie you want, Cam? Do you want a human pie?
Nah, preferably not.
Do you want man meat?
Always in for some man meat. Some old-timey nickels, you know? To pay with. You didn't pay with F-pots back then, you know? Some.
Pie acquired. Time to go take photos.
Alright, now you gotta sing me the whole song, top to bottom, from the start, of memory. So, how'd it go?
Alright, so it is day 2 of my Spooky Week extravaganza. As you can see, I now have my hair cut and I don't feel so feral anymore. So good. Besides that though, it's time to introduce you all to the costume that I will be wearing for day 2. And it's not this one, this is a sneak peek for another day, don't mind that, I've still got work to do on it. Today's costume is another one of Cosplay Cyanide's, and it is also another Tim Burton costume. It is Katrina Van Tassel from Sleepy Hollow. And here is Cosplay Cyanide wearing it. Doesn't she look phenomenal? So basically all I have to do for this costume is somehow get rid of my eyebrows. Wonderful. And I've got to style a wig. So I'll be styling the wig now and then taking it for a shoot somewhere a bit further up the road in a spooky wood somewhere. Let's get started on that. Alrighty, so here is the wig that I'm going to be using. As you can see, it is the perfect colour and it's got such a nice length to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to part it down the centre, do the half up style that she has, and I will be taking small sections about this big, and then I'll be braiding them and then running my straightener over it, letting it cool, unbraiding it, and then that should give me the nice wavy texture that she has. And here we go, here it is tried on. It's okay. I could definitely do with tidying it up a bit more, maybe bringing out some more wispy bits in the front, or a quick do. It's not bad. So all I have to do now is cut the lace across here, put some makeup on, and get rid of my eyebrows. See? So I'm probably only going to show you the eyebrow bit of this one, just because it's different. So first things first, I'm going to go in with some glue stick, do probably about 3 layers of it in my eyebrows, brush it in with a spoolie, wait for it to dry, and that's how we're going to get rid of them. Now the next step is going in with an orange based concealer and just going straight over them. So now I'm going to set them even further using some neutral setting powder, and I'm just going to press that in. Here's the look. it looks. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to put the wig on now, and then the costume, and then we're going to head up and go take some pictures. So costume's on, and we're heading to the park up the road from our house. We've got Docky Dog on the back there. I was originally going to walk there, but then I didn't want to walk up the road wearing high heels, so we're in the car. Don't judge me.
We're ready.
Yeah, let's go.
Stop.
No. Alright, let's go home. Hey, so it is day 3 of my spooky costumes extravaganza week. Today I am doing Sarah Sanderson from Hocus Pocus. Now I'd be the first to admit, I don't really like this movie, however I love the aesthetic of it. I think it's really cool and spooky fun. Originally I made this costume, it was either for Armageddon last year or the year before. Either way, it ended up getting cancelled, and I never quite finished it. I made like 98% of the costume. All that's left to do on it is make the sleeves and then shred the bottom of the skirt layer. And I was going to paint some of the design on the bodice as well. Could have embroidered it, but because I don't really care that much about this film, I was like, can't be bothered. One of the cool things about this costume that I've made though is every single part of it has been bought secondhand. The bodice was offcuts that someone had donated. Purple of the skirt was actually a whole brand new roll of purple chiffon, which is perfect. The yellow of the skirts is actually 2 curtains. The red bit of the skirt that hangs down in front, a scarf. Pretty stoked with this one actually, because I think all up it's costed me like $10. Ta-da! In the costume now, we're going to be taking the photos around the house so I don't have to travel, which is cool. We're just trying to find a spot now while the light's all good, so let's go. We're done. Spooky! Good morning and welcome to day 4 of my spooky costume Halloween extravaganza thing that I'm doing. Today, I'm sure you can guess what the character is. We're doing Sally from The Nightmare Before Christmas. I'm kind of dreading doing this one today because this costume has so much work left to be done on it. I first started this costume in 2019 during the very first lockdown, and she was made entirely out of scraps that I had lying around my sewing room, and that's why she's unfinished as well, because I ran out of stuff to make her with. Anyway, fast forward, here she is. So what I'm going to be doing today is I've got the wig here, and if I turn her around, she's bald. She needs some extensions from the back, so I'm going to make some wefts out of more balls of wool and hand sew those into the back there. And then she'll be fine. With the dress itself, it's pretty much almost done. It's just missing the sleeves. I do have the sleeves cut out, they just need to be sewn on. And then after that, I just need to go through with some black wool and do all the detailing oversized stitching that she has in that. Then there's the biggest part of this project. I need to make the bodysuit still, and that is what we're going to be starting on right now.
The This is the pattern I'm using for the bodysuit, and here is the fabric that I also brought years ago for it. It was really simple to put together. It was only 4 pieces. I cut it out and then I sewed them together, and oh my goodness, would you know it, I was done within an hour.
I just finished putting together the bodysuit. That was really quick. All I have to do now is put in all of the stitches that show on the arms and the legs, and then she's done. Makeup time! So for this makeup, I've already got my brows glued down, and I will be going in with a water activated body paint, and I will just be using this brush to brush it on. To set this, I'm just going to use some baby powder. I would use a proper setting spray if I was going to a convention, but because this is just for photos, it doesn't really matter, so. Now as you can see, this paint's a little bit darker than the bodysuit. It's because I'm using a different paint, and I really should have brought a white to mix with it, but I didn't. I was just hoping this one would match. I lied. Turns out I've got some clown white, so I'm going to try dabbing that on with a blender just on top of it, just to see if I can lighten it up a bit. Now these two makeups really don't want to mix together. That's because the blue one is water based and this white one is wax based, so it's really tricky. I'm making it work. It's doing something. So I just wanted to show you guys this. This is Rimmel number 11. It's the original lipstick I used on my very first version of Sally, which I'll chuck just here. And I thought it'd be really cool to use it in this video. There was stuff all left in the tube, so I kind of had to scoop it out. And to be honest, it's probably not safe to use after like 10 years, but hey. Alright, so now comes the fun part. I have got some embroidery thread here, which I've cut into little like inch-long pieces. I'm going to use eyelash glue to glue those onto the stitches. All done, and now we're heading off to Manu Cemetery to shoot the pictures, which, funnily enough, is exactly where Anna and I shot the original pictures 10 years ago, so that's a bit nostalgic. Also, we just finished shooting the photos and they look pretty neat, but I guess you guys will be seeing them now. Good morning! It is the final day of my Halloween spooky extravaganza photo shoot week, whatever we're calling this. And today, for my final costume, I will be wearing Morticia Addams, and my husband Cameron will be joining me as Gomez Addams. Thankfully, these are costumes that are already fully constructed and I don't have to do anything with. However, for Morticia, I was originally planning to use my own hair, which, as you saw at the beginning of this video, came down to just above my butt. It's now a lot shorter and I'm going to use a wig. The wig's not as long as I wanted, but it is black, and it was also only $19 from Arthur's Emporium, so that is. Only issue with it is it's a cheap wig, but it's too curly currently, so all I'm going to do is put it on my wig head and run a steamer over it while I brush it, and hopefully that'll just loosen the curls a little bit to give me a little bit of extra length. We're wearing these costumes tonight to my good friend Anna of Ginger Tea Time. She has put on a vintage Halloween cabaret down at the local theatre in town, and so we're dressing up to go watch her cabaret, and it should be a blast, and I'll bring you guys along with us. Cool, so here are the costumes.
What did you dress in?
have it. That was something a little bit different from me, and I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I definitely had a lot of fun filming this video. Anyway, with that being said, happy Halloween. I hope you guys have an awesome time, and next week I will be back to my usual sewing, crafting stuff. So until then, if you like this video, please stick around. I try and upload every Friday or so, and usually I'm sewing or making something. So if that sounds like you, come back next week. Until then, see ya!